So, in a certain sense, the Marx Engels view of history is that it's all kind of more of the same. I mean, the whole history of the human race is the history of class struggle. Then we're just in another phase of class struggle, just new classes struggling. It's still the same essential thing, but that's not quite true. I mean, there are things about modern society which are quite distinctive, and this is key to their revolutionary hopes, I guess. And one of the important aspects of modern society is that the dominance of capitalism, of the bourgeois class, puts things into a clearer perspective, puts things in a clearer light. This passage here, I think, is particularly telling in that respect. They say the bourgeoisie, wherever it has got the upper hand, has put an end to all feudal, patriarchal, idyllic relations. It has pitilessly torn asunder the motley feudal ties that bound man to his, quote, natural superiors, and has left remaining no other nexus, no other connection between man and man than naked self interest, than callous cash payment. It has drowned the most heavenly ecstasies of religious fervor, of chivalrous enthusiasm, of Philistine sentimentalism, in the icy water of egotistical calculation. It has resolved personal worth into exchange value, and in place of the numberless and indefeasible chartered freedoms, has set up that single unconscionable freedom, free trade. In one word, for exploitation veiled by religious and political illusions, naked, shameless, direct, brutal exploitation. That's a pretty important passage, I think. The bourgeoisie are the bad guys in this, right? I mean, in the sense that they're the oppressors. They're the factory owners who squeeze every last nickel out of their workers. But they're also the heroes, in the sense that they, you can just read it. They've achieved great things in terms of the development of technology, the connection of the world into one big global society, in a sense. That's all due to the growth of capitalism, which is essentially the growth of the bourgeois class. But one thing they've done is that they've stripped away the illusions. Right? In earlier societies, this is why the natural superiors is in scare quotes there. In earlier societies, they told themselves a story. Let's say medieval Europe's this class structure, everybody sort of bought into a ridiculous story where there's a divine right of kings, and the peasants were taken care of by their natural superiors, the aristocrats, and it was all social organism, and we're all in this together, and we're all Christianity binds us together in medieval Europe. Marx and Engels are saying that was a lot of crap. And at the base of the society was just exploitation, the exploitation of the poor by the rich. And our society, they're saying, modern capitalist society, is the exploitation of the poor by the rich. But everybody knows that is what it is. There's no story, there's no ideological story that covers things up that is, cultural or religious or historical or traditional notions of the way the world's supposed to be. When you get a job, any job, somebody hires you, they hire you because they need somebody to work and to make them money. And you're being hired because you need wages, and that's it. That's the connection. There's no, oh, you're taking care of me, you're my natural superior. No, no, no. It's all just exchange. And the exploitation is right there. It's out for everyone to see. Of course, I'm exploiting you, aren't you? Isn't that what you would do in my situation? Or you're trying to exploit me, right? It's just that as the owner of the business, I have the upper hand, right? That's the reality of the situation. And I think that Marx and Engels are basically saying we owe it to the bourgeoisie that in modern society we can see it. In pre-modern societies, there was a veil of illusion that clouded our minds about what the real truth was of society. But now it's more out in the open. It's more obvious that the whole society is based upon exploitation.